Get Rich or Die Trying, an absolute pop culture classic. Let's get into it. So let me start this off by giving 50 his flowers. 50 actually does pretty good in this role and brings some authenticity to this character. Don't get me wrong, there's multiple times where he says or does something that's so cringe, but I'm going to put that on the writing and not on 50. Speaking of the writing is so below average, it's not even funny. I really just can't believe some of the shit they included. One of the highlights of this film is the soundtrack. Classic. And it's actually really good. And not only is it like a good soundtrack, but it fits the scenes that they play the songs in perfectly. Back to the whack parts about this movie. The dialogue is another thing, horrible. Like, I don't know, like that gotta go into the writing too. It's just, this movie has like really high moments and then like really, really, really low moments. The pacing is horrible. Like the time jumps just come out of nowhere and like the characters be having no growth at all in those time jumps. And just way, way too many fake scenarios. Like, I'm not from the hood, but I know my way around. And people just don't come up to you, random people, and say, I'll blast him for you if you like. Just shit like that. Just movie shit. The acting in this, outside of 50 doing above average for his first role, and Viola Davis is always a gem in pretty much whatever movie she's in. I can't believe they got her. But other than that, everybody was pretty weak. And the directing was real cookie cutter. Real, like, you can almost tell that they just followed the script to a T and he didn't try to add or subtract. Like, nothing. This was just a real cookie cutter direction when I watched it. But with all the bad things, with pretty much all the bad acting, the pacing, the time jumps, the directing, the writing, it's still an entertaining movie, like at the end of the day, and that counts for a lot. Now, 50 Cent did say that this film was about 75% accurate, so you take that for what you want, but that's dope that it's pretty much based off this real story. Also, 50 Cent talked Terrence Howard into doing his nude scene. Now, if you need to go back and watch Terrence Howard's nude scene, I don't know how in the fuck he talked him into doing that. That was fucking crazy. Now, the critics gave us a 17%. 17? Really? The audience was much higher with the 70. I gave this film a 5.5, maybe even a 6. So this does pass the home review technically. Because at the end of the day, it's still an entertaining movie. Would I recommend it? It depends. Maybe to some people. I think most people have already seen this movie. It's definitely not a rewatchable movie like I just throw on. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go tap into 50's life, man.